Hey everyone, how's it going? It is your pal Sal here, and today I'm trying to remain crazy cool, if you will, for this video, but I'm really excited because today we are here to talk about Paula Abdul's third and final studio album, Head Over Heels, which is also pictured here. So I've gotten a lot of comments on my videos that always point out this poster and people are shocked I have it. So I want to get this out of the gate right here, right now. I love Paula Abdul with a burning passion. Everything she does, I just love it. The Hey Paula show, everything. Like, I love Paula Abdul. And one day when I do my Diva Discovery on Paula, we're gonna get into everything. But we are specifically talking about Head Over Heels right here, right now, because on June 13th, this album celebrates its 25th anniversary. Lots of anniversaries this year, like big ones. And so the Paula Abdul fans are starting their own Justice For campaign. Although I haven't heard them call it that just quite yet. They're using the hashtag HOH25, but we can also use Justice For Head Over Heels too. That works as well, I think. So basically, guys, this album was released on June 13th of 1995. This album is Paula Abdul's least successful album. I think that goes without saying. It only made it to number 18 on the Billboard 200, and it only spawned 3 singles, which were My Love Is For Real at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, Crazy Cool was charted at number 58, and the third and final single, which was Ain't Gonna Give You Up, which didn't even chart. And just to be sure I said this, when I meant Billboard 200, it charted at number 18, the album, just so I make sure I get that clear. So yeah, this album, basically, the way I first heard this album was, there was the summer, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, I forget exactly, but I had just seen Paula Abdul live in concert, and I made the decision to listen to all 3 of her studio albums, and it wasn't really that hard. But I knew nothing from this album, because as we all know, this was not a big hit, the singles didn't really chart, so I didn't really know anything about it. And I remember listening to this album. I was driving, actually, my dad was driving us from California to Vegas, which honestly was the best setting to listen to this album, but this album just blew me away, guys. I love this album so much, and the fact that it was so poorly treated when it was released, and the fact that Paula Abdul has not released an album since, is a crime, and it's not okay. So I'm hoping that this June 13th, everyone who watches this video, because this is my biggest hope with this video, is that you will stream this album on June 13th, because it is so important. Let's give this album some recognition. It's honestly, although I wouldn't say it's Paula's best album, I would give that to Spellbound. I would honestly say that this is her most interesting album, and there's not many like this album. It's a very interesting piece that I've never really heard duplicated, or, well, I guess no one really wanted to duplicate it, but it's its own sound, and it's a really cool journey that we saw our girl Paula go into with this album. So, you know, I guess without further ado, we're just gonna get started with listening to the album, and that begins with track number 1, the second single, Crazy Cool. Let's go!
Sitting chilling, thinking about you, babe. Like a long cold glass of lemonade. Bittersweet, no words, so bad it hurts. Nothing's so good for my baby. Anything you want, be free. It's the least that I can do. Won't you give me? Give me. 'Cause I'm cool, crazy cool with you. And it's a groove, crazy groove. Baby, I don't know. Hey, I'm cool, crazy cool with me. And it's a groove, crazy cool. Everything we need. Sexy.
I love this part. Breakdown. Guys, Crazy Cool is just a crazy cool song. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, like this is really different. And what I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video was that this was Paula Abdul's first record in 4 years after Spellbound. And obviously 1990 when, yeah, that's right, 1991 when Spellbound came out, and 1995 when this album came out, we're talking a very different style of music that had taken the forefront in pop music. R&B was a little more, it was more pop and R&B influenced at this time. And you definitely hear this sound and how this song, I just feel like there's nothing that sounds like this song. It is just so cool. I slightly do prefer the single edit to this song because I think it works out, and I like the cold ending of the single edit better than the fade out. I've seen the music video for this one and I like it. I think it's a little odd, but then again, I guess since this song isn't the most normal thing, it is what it is. See, also Paula Abdul was wearing her hair in that bob around this time, and I was not a big fan of the bob, as if I was there when it might happen. But everything I've seen of it, you know. I was born like about a month and a half, or a year and a half after this album came out, so, and that just lets you know that. So, again, I love Crazy Cool. It's such a good song, and it's really cool. Like, if I was in 1995 and I bought this album and I just had not listened to the singles, I would just be like, whoa, this is not Spellbound. And again, some people think that's the problem. It's not that style of what she became known for, but she wanted to try something different, and this album, in a sense, is so successful. I love Crazy Cool. It's such a good song. Deserved to be a bigger hit. Honestly, a #1 hit. I will say that right here, right now. It is the best song with the single potential, and I love Crazy Cool. Also, the thing I wanted to talk about is when I've seen Paula Abdul twice. I saw the Total Package tour and the Straight Up Paula tour. And the Straight Up Paula tour is where she brought back this album, and I just gotta say, I was living for hearing this song done live. It was so well performed. She wore that sparkly black jumpsuit and like the choreo. Oh, it was just great. I loved every second of it, and it was great. I loved it. Track number 2, we have the first single from this album, My Love Is For Real, which is, since it was the first single, it was the first thing anyone heard. And it's vastly different from anything Paula Abdul had done. You don't hear songs like this anymore. This song also features Ofra. Oh, I hope I said it right. Ofra Haza. And I believe she's also featured on Erotica by Madonna. But yeah, this is My Love Is For Real. Another great, great track. I used to think that this part was Paula Abdul, and I was really confused. I was like, where's Ofra Haza? But this is her. Here we go. Alright. Alright.
Mistakes when I played with your mind, gave you excuses with each storyline. If you ask me how I feel, my love is for real. Doing what I feel inside.
You told me
You love me. You said that I love.
So My Love Is For Real is just such a lush track. It sounds gorgeous. The Middle Eastern elements of it just really make it stick out. Like, you cannot listen to the song and not remember it. I, in a sense, understand the 28 position that it got to on the Hot 100. I could see why this song would be a harder sell. But it's so cool. Like, again, a lot of things on this album are crazy cool, if you ask me. But her vocals sound really good, and I think we should address this here about Paula Abdul's vocals. As we all know, Paula Abdul is not the greatest vocalist, and she has never claimed to be, and that is fine. And what I love is that she is in a sense, doing a lot of what Madonna does too, is that she is getting us out of her comfort zone with her vocals. I think in this album she has some cool vocal moments and some that stick out. And even though she's limited by her smaller vocal capabilities than some others, she does her best, and she sounds pretty good on this one. Her lower register sounds really good. She sounds really good on this song. And there's a lot of other ones on here where she sounds really great too. But I would argue that this is her best, because I think obviously there are some great vocal moments on Spellbound too, but this showcases some of her best vocals. I think because the songs are a little more sultry here, so she gets to sit in her lower register. And I love it. I love it. It's such a good song. The music video is incredible. I usually talk on this channel about how I don't really watch music videos. Coincidentally, I've seen all the music videos for these, and this one has a really cool video. Yeah, it's just a great song all around. It's just honestly, it's just again lush, gorgeous, amazing. Track number 3, we have the third and final single, which is called Ain't Never Gonna Give You Up, which features Color Me Bad. Never gonna give up, gonna give up. Be the truth in what you hear.
Just a whole lot of jealousy out this. I got a whole lot to say to be true this. I ain't never gonna give you up. I ain't never gonna let you down, baby. I ain't never gonna give you up. I ain't never gonna give you up. I ain't never gonna let you down, baby. I ain't never gonna give you up.
This song, you know, it was hitting me as I was listening to this. It did chart in the bubbling under, which I don't even really consider a thing, to be honest. I'm like, who cares about the bubbling under? But it charted number 12 on the bubbling under the Hot 100, so it's realistically 112 on the Hot 100 if you think about it. So this song, realistically, now that I think about it, probably had the most single potential for, again, I wasn't alive in 95, but from what I know, and out of these 3, this seems like it could have been the big air hit. And I was also thinking, I was listening to this, I was like, wow, I could honestly have heard Janet Jackson singing this song. I don't know if that's just me. But it's a very catchy song. It gets a little repetitive towards it, but also that's its point. But it's again, it's fun. And I believe I've seen the video for this one. The video is kind of like a party from what I remember. Yeah, it's a fine song. It's not one of my favorites of the album, but I think this is a little more reflective of the direction that the album kind of goes in, the more R&B, pop influence type material on here. So, yeah. I'm trying to remember, because I want to see if I think any of these other ones could have been singles, but yeah, for right now, I think this one honestly should have been, like, in terms of what I would think would be the biggest hit for the radio, for what people want to hear, it would be this. Track number 4, Love Don't Come Easy. No, it seldom does. I love the breakdowns in these songs. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, wait. Okay, so as I was listening to this, I was envisioning this music video in my head. Because I was thinking, I was like, this song is kind of like a game in a sense. What she's saying is that because love doesn't come easy. Like, you can't just get love. Like, it's not something you just grab and go. You got to work for it. And I almost see her as the love, and the guy has got to work for her. And I don't know, I just envisioned this music video of him trying to catch her, but almost kind of like the Me Against the Music video. That's what I was thinking, but like a more, like, not as, like, Me Against the Music type video. But yeah, this song is really fun. And again, the breakdowns on some of these songs are just incredible, like this one too. Yeah, it's just such a good song. And again, I just feel like I've never heard any other songs that really match these, in a sense, with how they infuse the almost the hip hop, the R&B, and the pop. It's mind-blowing sometimes. Track number 5, If I Were Your Girl, and I believe that this song, from what I read, was intended to be a single after Ain't Never Gonna Give You Up, but after the poor chart performance of the album and the singles, they decided to scrap it. Mine. Nice belted note there. Okay, so that was If I Were Your Girl, and the thing about all the ballads on this album is that there's a severe sense of longing in them. The ballads on this one aren't really the happiest ballads. Like, you know, there's happy ballads, but these ones are pretty sad, and they get sadder and sadder as we go on. So the thing about this album, I think that it was probably the best idea to maybe not release it as a single. I don't see it doing all that well. It's got a very interesting production to it. It's not my favorite of the ballads on this album. We'll get to those when we get to them. But it's very pretty, and again, her vocals sound really good. There was a really nice belted note on there, and her softer vocals towards the end were really, really pulled me in too. So again, it's a good song. It's just not my personal favorite of the ballads on this album. Track number 6, we have Sexy Thoughts, which I don't know if anyone here remembers. And I act like I watched this when it aired, but I have watched Hey Paula. Oh my god, one of the best shows that ever existed. I worked my ass off, Jeff! Anyways, for anyone who gets that reference. Okay, so there's a scene in there where she's trying on her perfumes and she's like loopy and she's like, it's the funniest thing. But they're going through different names of the perfumes, and one of the names of the perfumes is Sexy Thoughts. So I always just think of the perfume. I forget what the perfume was actually named, but this is Sexy Thoughts. And this one, oh my god, this one's a fun one too. Okay, Sexy Thoughts. Again, that's a bop. I'm actually kind of shocked that that was not sent to like any clubs or anything like that. I think that could have done really well in the club circuit. And actually, I noticed this as I was thinking it. I don't love making comparisons to other artists and other music, because I try not to, because it's hard sometimes though. And I was thinking, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Paula Abdul's version of Deeper and Deeper. Not that I think Paula was copying anyone here. I don't think that at all. But it vaguely reminds me of the essence of it. That could just be me too. But I love its vibe. It's a confident song. One of the best songs you can have is a confident song. All you gotta do is just be a little sexy. I like it. I think, again, this should have, wow. I don't know if I think it could have done well as a single, but I think it could have been sent to the clubs. I think the gays would have eaten this up in the 90s, so. Track number 7, we have The Choice Is Yours. What?
The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Just like it seems, you know it really don't matter. The choice is yours if you can find something better.
The choice is yours. The choice is yours.
Just like it seems.
Okay, so the thing about The Choice Is Yours is that I do like this song. However, I find I really only enjoy the chorus, the choice is yours, the choice is yours. It's catchy. The verses don't really do anything for me, and this song almost clocks in at 5 minutes, and I think it could have been edited down a little bit. I don't think it needs to be as long as it is. It's a good song, but I think it might just be a little stronger if it was maybe a little more fine-tuned and edited just a slight bit. Track number 8. And I'm trying to remember this song because I don't really remember how it goes. I'm sure once I hear it I will, but I know that this one is like fun. It's a lot of fun. And this is Hoedown. Oh yes, okay. This classic opening sound. I think it breaks down soon. Funky! Oh yeah, no, yeah.
That's what I need.
That's what I want.
Never go down in the sunlight. That's what I want. That's what I need.
That's what I want. Oh yeah. I forgot! Paula Abdul's kind of rapping here. Whoa. I have no idea what she just said. Okay, so I've always taken this song at face value. Like, I've never really, like, dove deep into it. I probably just listened to it in passing. I didn't realize this was a story song. And so what we're going to do right here is that you're going to see a quick little edit, because I'm going to read these lyrics real quick, because I need to figure out what this song is exactly about and if my hunch is correct. So there's just going to be a quick little edit right here, and when I come back, I'll either be surprised or just even more confused. Okay! Oh my god! So, as far as I'm concerned, in this song, she's calling this bitch a hoe. And I'm mad at myself that I did not know this song as well as I should have. It's hard to understand her, but my god, and the line, this is what was getting me, is that, you caught her in your Nissan getting funky with your friend. She'll never change till her flesh is under dirt. Damn, this might be some of the darkest Paula Abdul lyrics I've ever heard. I always thought Hoedown was like, Hoedown, but no, it means hoe down. Whoa. We learn something new every day, guys, and I just learned Hoedown is about a hoe, so crazy. Okay, so after that doozy, we are on track number 9, Under the Influence, which is another one I think is a little weird, but I can't fully remember how it goes, so here we go. Yeah, I remember it. So while Under the Influence is not one of my favorite tracks, I really think that this is the most poppy-ish sounding song, and it has, again, some more Middle Eastern instruments in it, from what it sounds like. And it's still a really good one, and again, we get some really nice, good vocals here from her again. Again, this isn't one of my favorites on the album, but it's fun. You feel like you're under the influence while you're listening to it, and I don't mean that as a bad thing, but yeah, it's okay to me, but it's just not my personal favorite. Okay, and from that one not being one of my personal favorites, we have, it's not my favorite ballad of this one, it's my second favorite ballad of this album. And this song, I have a little story behind it, but this is, I Never Knew It.
Baby, never knew it, baby. I never knew it, baby. Never knew it, baby. For you love me so. Now I think about you every night.
Said you wanted. I said I never knew it, never lied. I said I never knew it.
Okay, so I've always just loved this ballad. I don't know why. It gets me in the mood. Like, it just, that longing mood that's prevalent in all of the ballads on this one, I think it works really well here. It's just a really sad song, you know, the longing in her voice. And the reason why this song always stuck out to me is because I want to play this for you again. Every time I would listen to it, this is the first thing you hear. And I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And it turns out, because I found this article years ago and it confirmed my suspicions, this song, according to this article, samples the chords of ABBA's SOS. Or if you feel like me, Cher's SOS. No, I'm kidding. It's ABBA's, I know. And I was like, that makes sense. So I think that's maybe also why I kind of like it too, is because it samples those chords. But yeah, that's just me. I really like that ballad. It's cute. But again, we still have not gotten to my favorite ballad. And when we get there, oh boy, do I have some things to say. Track number 11, Get Your Groove On. Come on. This would have done really well in the clubs too. Not one of my personal favorites. I think she has stronger dance tracks and even some stronger dance ones on this album. But you know what? It does. I like it lyrically. And it's one of the shorter. It's at 4 minutes and 3 seconds, but it did not feel that long. I think it would have done well in the clubs. It sounds like a very 90s club banger. So let's get your groove on. Track number 12, Missing You, which I'm at the moment not remembering how it goes. Oh, it's a ballad. I know I've heard this, but I don't remember much about it. Oh, I remember this now. This part. I'm missing you. So I did recognize this song after the chorus came in, and I'm actually kind of mad at myself that I forgot about this song in a sense, because this song is gorgeous. And I honestly forgot about it. Like, I truly did. And I'm mad. Her vocals sound really nice here. We get a little bit more higher register stuff here, and it's nice. It's really pretty. Because Paula Abdul's voice is a little airy, it works well for stuff like this. It was beautiful. She sounded great. Great song. You know, I'm telling you, if Paula Abdul ever did like a show, like a strip show, like the ballads, it could be, oh my god, it could be beautiful. This would, she's so skilled in many, she's a Renaissance woman if you ask me. But, oh god, she sounded great. And I'm just mad this song is not in my heart as much as it should be. Track number 13, It's All About Feeling Good. Again, another one that's not coming to me at the top of my head. But I guess here we go. Come on. Oh! It's all about feeling good. This is a long fade out. There's still 16 seconds left. So this is another gem that I forgot about. And it's really good. I love its message. It's just all about feeling good. Just feel happy, free, good, all of that. Yeah. Again, I'm mad about some of these that I've forgotten. Again, I've always loved this album. But I think that could have maybe been a potential single. Again, I don't think it would have been very successful, but it has a good message and a very, still relevant today, I think, the message. So, track number 14, Cry For Me. And again, I remember this one a little more, but I remember this one's sad. Like, this is sad. So, let's get sad together. Oh. The orchestra.
Close my eyes at night, who do I see? You would like to cry for me. Pray that I can somehow see. I have nothing left to cry for you. So you will have to cry my tears.
Again, that is such... The ballads on this album are just really so beautiful. It's such a sad song. I don't even know what to say about it because it's just so sad. She sounds great. I guess I've always said she sounds great in this album, and I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. Like, whoa. It's just, man, that one is sad. So if you have the US edition of the album, that is where it ends. However, the wonderful, wonderful Japan, they gave us 2 bonus tracks for this album. One which is well known, well, not well known, but known enough. And the other one which, oh my god, I can't wait to talk about, but we're not there yet. So track number 15 is called Crazy Love. And this song was featured on her first Greatest Hits album. Why this song was not on the actual album, I don't know, because it has, maybe this one is also a little ahead of its time, because this, well, we'll listen to it first, and then I'm going to get into it, but this is track number 15, Crazy Love. Okay, so what always amazes me about this song is that it was a bonus track, because this has some serious single potential on the radio. Like, it just makes no sense to me, especially if they, because I don't know who the guy is on this, but if they had gotten, like, say, a bigger star and released it on the radio, I have always had this feeling that this song could have been a big hit. And, like, I just feel like there's other songs on this album that you could have swapped out. This, again, it's such a good song, and it's almost ahead of its time. As we all know, Paula Abdul has not released an album after this. In the late 90s, there was a chance of it, because she did write Spinning Around, co-wrote Spinning Around, which ended up going to Kylie Minogue. And this song vaguely reminds me of this song, and it could have been an interesting step in Paula Abdul's career. But yeah, this song is so good, and it's just crazy. Like, from like, you know, working in a record, like, I don't work in a record place, but, you know, say I'm a head of a record company. If I'm listening to this album, I'm like, why are we not putting this on here? Like, this is probably going to give us, because this album is going to be a hard sell, so why aren't we putting something that we think we can get to work on the radio? I don't know, just me, but that is how it is. Okay. So this is track number 16, and this is the one that I've been waiting to talk about. I cannot believe I finally get to talk about this song right here, right now. So after I graduated from high school, I made the conscious decision that summer that I was going to make sure that all the albums I had on my computer had the bonus tracks on them. So I had to make sure I got, you know, the bonus tracks for this one. And so this was honestly before I ever truly listened to this album. So I look up what the bonus tracks are for this one, and it's Crazy Love and High School Crush. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, High School Crush, I like that title, because, you know, I just graduated high school. And I listened to it, and this was the first song I think I ever truly listened to from this album, because I listened to the full album years later, about 2 years later. This is my favorite Paula Abdul deep cut. It's a gorgeous song, maybe a little corny, but just from where I listened to it in my point in my life, I really connected with it. I still connect to it this day. And I also love how it's spelled. They combine high school as one word. And if I was to ever ask Paula Abdul to sing me one song, it would be this one. And this is High School Crush. Kids are wearing their frowns. Just another Monday, going to school. Do you come along, kicking your heels, looking my way, making me feel real? You made me blush. You were my high school crush. The tables turn. I see your eyes and I feel the burn. One thing I know for sure, they'll never find a cure. What I got for you, my love is true. This time now I'm ready to be with you. Sing no high school crush. To be with you. My love is true. This time now I'm ready to be with you. Sing no high school. This time now I'm ready. Strip it. To be with you. Okay, so to know me, one thing about me is that I have very complex feelings toward high school. I have a lot of feelings about my high school experience, and this song is just one way of summing up some of it. It's like, I love the lyrics in the song where it's like, this time now I'm ready to be with you, because I wasn't ready. When I was in high school, I didn't understand what I was feeling, what I knew, and what I thought, and now I do. But now I can't have you, because we're not there anymore. And I don't know. I can look. This is just. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Paula Abdul song, but it's my favorite Paula Abdul deep cut. I love this song, and I really wish it was included on the standard edition. It deserves to be heard. She sounds really good on this album. But that's my personal favorite of this album. It gets me emotionally, and I hope it does too, and I hope that, I just always hope that by doing these videos that I get someone out there to be like, hey, I should listen to that. And that's what I hope I did with this, so crossing fingers, I hope I did it. Okay guys, we did it. We sat through all of Head Over Heels. And before I get moving forward, I have two things that I need to say. So there is a B-side. I believe it was the B-side on my Love Is For Real, and it's called Didn't I Say I Love You? I made the decision not to cover it here because it was never included on the actual album. And to be honest, because I've listened to it, I don't have many thoughts. It's fine. Sorry if it's one of your favorites, but everything on here is a hidden gem, so I would consider it a hidden gem too, but there's no need to talk about it here. And let's also talk on my Instagram. I said, what do you guys think of this album? And I got 3 replies, so let's see what some of my fans think of this album. We have Lee Young Hisaya. He said, should have been bigger. Videos were amazing. Some hidden gems in there for sure. Whale83 said, I like it, and I like her too. And then Rick Pace 77 said, I love this. I was 18 and had this on a portable CD player on repeat. Favorite song, track 2. So my love is for real. Okay, so here's what gets me with this album, is that it's such a strong album. You know what I mean? Like, it works so well. It's a cool piece of work. I think it's her best piece of work in terms of artisticness. Again, I think her best album is still Spellbound. But the thing is that I wonder why they thought that this album was going to do, well, single-wise. Because, and I said this even when I just did Liberation, as an album, it's great. As a potential for single releases, not the greatest choices here for tearing up the charts. But I respect Paula for trying something different, which is something that a lot of people wouldn't do in her situation. And that's why it's always interesting to listen to this album. I'm like, wow, she was on a really interesting journey throughout all this. But what grinds my gears about this album is that I believe Virgin Records, which is where this came from, don't like them. Don't like how they treat their icons. They don't treat Paula right, and they did not treat Mariah Carey right. I believe dropped her after this, and she has not recorded an album since this. She's released a couple of singles. But Paula, we need a new album. It's been, oh sorry, I just dropped the CD. It's been 25 years. It's time, sweetie. We all want you to come back. And only 3 albums? I mean, come on, Paula, you're better than that. Paula Abdul is such a talented artist. She's a dancer, a singer, an actor, a judge. She's done everything. And that's why I think I really love her, and she's so sweet. It's like, everything I've seen of her on is just so sweet. Like what makes me crazy is that when she was, you know, a little loopy on Idol, people were mean to her. And I was like, how can you be mean to her? She's the most adorable loopy person you'll ever see. And the poor girl was just so tired because she never sleeps. She did some really cool things in this era, and it's just a shame that it really went underappreciated. And I'm hoping that this June 13th, when this album celebrates its 20th anniversary, we all give it the due respect that it deserves, because this should not have been her last album. Again, I really love the first 3 singles. If I Were Your Girl is good, Sexy Thoughts. Hoedown blew my mind today, as we all saw. I Never Knew It. And again, a high school crush. just did it. So here's the other things. I'm hoping that maybe if we're lucky, I know that I'm seeing this. Paula Abdul is very active in her fan base. So Paula Abdul, if you ever see this, hi, I love you so much. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for putting Crazy Cool and My Love Is For Real in your recent Las Vegas residency. We all wanted to see him live. Thank you. Yeah. But what I'm hoping is that we get maybe like a reissue of this album with the bonus tracks and maybe including Didn't I Say I Love You? And please, Paula, please, for the love of God, I would give anything for a vinyl release of this album. Yes, I know it was released on vinyl, but it was only like internationally, and that vinyl goes for crazy expensive now. Give me a $25 edition of this, of nice white vinyl, maybe with black lines on it, like the poster to match the bar, there's the ballet bar looking things. Please. Just saying. So what are your guys' thoughts on this album? Let me know in the comments below. Again, it's an underrated gem. It's an acquired taste. I could see definitely why some people would not love this album as much, but you can't deny its artistic merit. So let me know what you thought of this album in the comments below. And as always, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Arocha. Again, everything you guys do to support me means the world. And I will see you guys very soon. Let's hope June 13th goes well. Buy, stream, and listen to Paula Abdul's Head Over Heels. That's all I gotta say. And you guys are crazy cool for watching this video.